What red flags to look for in hard money loan? Okay guys, we're gonna talk about some red flags, and I actually have 8 things you need to look at when you're getting a hard money loan and be very aware of that could be red flags depending upon how it works out. But before I do that, a big shout out to those of you that asked this question. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I love putting videos together like this. And if you are interested or have a question you'd like to have me answered, type it in the comments below. The more people that ask that question, it'll go to the top of the list and I'll create a video just like this for you. Okay, so let's talk about some red flags that you need to be aware of. The first red flag when it comes to a hard money loan is this nasty word called brokers. You see, most people that run around that say they're a hard money lender are actually a broker. So what is a broker? A broker is somebody that does not have the funds themselves and they're getting the funds from somewhere else. So in essence, they're a middleman, which means they're not able to make the decisions, they're not able to make the calls. And I find a lot of people that get involved with a broker, and when they're involved with a broker, it doesn't work out the way that they're hoping to, or the broker basically says, I can't do anything about the situation, meaning they may have taken the loan application, they think they've got a loan program that'll work, they've submitted it to the loan program, and the loan committee at the place they're brokering it to decides that they are not interested in the deal, and so then the broker as the middleman has to come back and say, I'm sorry, they're not going to do it. Well, why not? Well, they just decided not to. So you're not dealing with the actual money source of where the funding is actually coming from. The broker is basically going out there trying to find people that need money and going out there and finding different companies that they can send the loan to and then getting paid a fee in the middle. Sometimes it works okay, but most of the time that I find with brokers is you're dealing with the middleman and they're not able to make any decisions. So it's a glorified salesperson rather than working directly for the company that has the money. And even if that money's coming from private investors, you still want to be working with the decision maker and the ones that are putting those together. Now, does that mean that sometimes a deal may not go through? It's very rare when you're working directly with the decision maker. So you want to know if they're a direct lender. That's really what it comes down to. The very first red flag I'm looking for is, are you a direct lender or are you a broker? I need to know that because the basis of that decision is going to tell me a lot about the frustration and pain that I may be going through. Now, are there times where a broker makes sense? Potentially, but I don't think with hard money lending it should. A broker might make a lot of sense when you're trying to get a home loan on your own house, and they may have some other resources. However, it may make more sense to go directly to your credit union to get that loan and work directly with the source. But when it comes to hard money, when you've speed and those things are concerned, I recommend that you work directly with the source rather than working through a broker. The second thing we need to talk about here is prepayment penalty. This is going to be a red flag that you need to be aware of, is prepayment penalty. What is a prepayment penalty? It means if you pay the loan early, you owe more money or you owe more fees on the loan. It's something to be aware of. Now, occasionally a prepayment penalty may make sense because you're saving some origination fees, or it's for a short enough period of time that doesn't really make a difference to you. But you need to be aware of what the prepayment penalty is, and if there is a prepayment penalty, it's a question you need to ask that could potentially be a red flag depending upon how much the prepayment penalty is. In some cases, I had to do a prepayment penalty. It made sense for both of us. In other cases, we try and avoid it. Most cases, I try and avoid prepayment penalties. It's something you need to look at. Number 3 thing we need to talk about is monthly payments. Are you required to make monthly payments? If you are required to make monthly payments, how does that work out? And if you're not, do they just accrue and just add it to the loan and you pay it off when you pay off the loan? I think the latter is ideal, especially as you're dealing with a fix and flip type project. It's better to not have to worry about those monthly payments as you go along the way from a cash flow perspective. And if there's enough value in the deal, most hard money lenders that are legitimate aren't going to have a problem with just adding those payments on to the end. Number 4 thing we need to be talking about here is loan term. What is the term of the loan? Is the term going to be 3 months, 6 months, a year? What is the term of the loan, and does that give you enough time to get the work done? Because you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're going to have a problem with how long, and the term is how long you have that loan for, which leads me to number 5. Number 5 is, do you have the ability to make extensions? So after the initial loan term, can you extend the loan? When you're extending the loan, what does that look like? What fees are involved with that? that and having those disclosed upfront are extremely important to make sure you know what you're getting with the hard money lender. And that leads me to number 6, which is understanding fees. And I'm not just talking about an origination fee and an interest fee. I'm talking about any other fees that may be involved in the transaction. There are title fees, and there's a lot of them. There's some lender fees. There's some legal fees. You want to understand what those look like. And what I recommend is if you're not getting what's called a letter of intent from the lender that spells out all the fees, all the terms, and everything that's proposed that you get to sign and get a copy of, that's a red flag. It's something you need to be aware of, because you should be getting a letter of intent that spells out the terms and the letter of understanding of what's going to happen so that everybody's on the same page moving forward. Number 7, we're going to talk about ARV versus as is value. You need to be looking at hard money lenders and asking them, are you lending based upon an ARV or an as is value? Frankly, if the lender's not willing to look at an after repaired value, that's a big red flag for me and something you need to be considering as you're looking at working with this hard money lender. Number 8 is loan to value. What is the loan to value that the lender's willing to do? Are they willing to lend 70%, 50%? 75%? What loan to value? That basically means if the value is $100,000 and they're willing to lend 75%, they would be lending you $75,000. And that leads back to our principle number 7 we were just talking about, is ARV versus as is. These things are really important. Some of these can be red flags. Some of these are questions you need to be asking your hard money lender, but these are 8 things that could be potential red flags you need to be aware of when you're getting a hard money loan. Now, if you have enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It helps tell YouTube I'm doing a good job and show this video to more people. You may not understand, but YouTube doesn't show this video to everybody. They show it to more people as you hit that thumbs up button, and I would really appreciate that. If you would like to get a copy of my book for free, I'll send you a digital copy of my book, How to Get More Money You Can Ever Handle, a Real Estate Investor's Guide to Funding Deals, by texting me your email address, 435-294-0433. Also, I've got a video, How to Become a Hard Money Lender. If that's something you're interested in doing, check out the video, as well as a blog post on, is hard money lending a good investment? So you can check that one out as well. If you're not currently a subscriber, I would ask you to please consider doing that. We'd love to have you as part of our channel and part of our tribe. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.